Hi there. I wanted to do a video on these digital amp meters that Gunrunner John of the OGR forum found on eBay. I ordered two. They come direct from China. They sent me one correct one and one incorrect one. They sent me an AC meter, which I ordered two, AC 10 amp current meters. They sent me one AC meter and one DC meter, 10 amp DC meter, which is totally useless for O-gauge AC trains. So I've already contacted the seller to see if they'll send me the correct one, and I'll let you know. I will also put a link below the description of this video on where to find these on eBay. So let me show you what I'm doing here. First, I got this at work, so don't tell the boss I got these at work. I got this at work testing this. So basically, you gotta hook up 5 volts isolated power supply. So if you have multiple voltmeters, ammeters, running, they also make voltmeters, running, monitoring your track, they need to be on an isolated power supply. I went with some really inexpensive wall warts I also found on eBay. There's a gazillion different ways you can hook these up. But right now I have it hooked up to my DC power supply up there, 5 volts. As you can see, the current draw is very low. That's 0.04 amps. I'm also comparing it with my Keysight digital voltmeter to compare it to make sure it's accurate. I'm running it through a cheap Lionel transformer I use for troubleshooting through a 7 ohm load I have here at work. So as you can see, it's reading 2 amps and pretty darn close to what the our DVMs read. So if I lower the current, as you can see, it seems to be tracking very nicely. 1.0 amps, 1.075 amps. Very good. So let me move this over to a 1.75 ohm load. We use these resistive high wattage loads for capping emergency power supplies out of aircraft. So let's see if we can get a little bit more current out of this. So as you can see, we're reading up to, let's see if I can get it up to 5 amps here. 5.06 amps. And I'm reading 4.53. It seems to be bouncing around a little bit. Let's go to full max here. Oops, something's wrong with my transformer. The can't handle it. The transformer is clicking. So 5.23, so it's slightly off at higher currents. There is an adjustment on the back. I'm wondering if that will, if I play with it, I can get the, see the transformers clicking there. The thermal circuit breaker is tripping. At least I know that works. So 4.3, 4.39, so it's about almost 1/10 of an amp off. Not bad, not bad. So let me disassemble this and I'll show you a look-see on the back. Okay, here we have the back of the meter here. Obviously, the wires on the right are for your 5 volt DC power supply. These connectors and wires come with the unit. As you can see here, red's obviously positive, black's negative. Here on the right is where you connect to your track. The only negative I can see with this is this wire is extremely thin. This is 24 gauge. See, I use my wire strippers, and yeah, 24. It's either 24 or 26 gauge wire. If you're gonna throw 10 amps or 8 amps or 6 amps, whatever your train's running through, this wire is gonna get hot. Let's see if I can disconnect this. These connectors, focus on these, are flimsy. There's no way they can handle this kind of current. This connector is thin. As you can see, there's the current shunt right there. What I'm going to do is, more than likely, is I'm going to remove this connector, and I'm going to solder the heaviest gauge wire that I can find that these trace pads can handle. I'm hoping I can get 18 or 16 gauge, but I'll keep them very short, because the wiring to my main lines on my layout is 14 gauge. So there's no way I could put 14 gauge wires into these dinky little things. So what I'll do is I'll use 18, 16 gauge, solder them directly to the board, keep them as short as possible, and then I will solder those wires to the 14 gauge bus wire that I've got leading to the track. And once I get these mounted in the on the layout on the control panel, I'll do another video. But not bad for these things being around $5. I think they were $5-6. Yes, this could be a little bit more beefy. This is a 10 amp AC amp meter that I don't see how this could handle that. There's no freaking way. That's a failure waiting to happen. So here's the video on my new AC current meters, and look for the second video of these guys installed in the layout. Thank you. Have a good day.